Everybody. Hello. Justin.
Hey,
I'm Justin Chamness. If you don't know me, there's some new folks in here. New to me, probably. I'm Justin Chamness, and Victor Walker is taking the day off today. He has some other things he needs to attend to, so I'm filling in for him. I am a longtime fan of Claude's. Also, I'm a Guts licensee. Okay, I love Guts. All right, love Claude. This is a joint VIP session between. It always is on Wednesdays between his VIP and mine. So if you're seeing some new faces in here, that's that's why on Wednesdays. All right, guys. Um, Today I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to share with you. I'm excited to care with you. Okay, so I want to do some Q&A. If you have some Q, I might have the A. I also have back here behind me what I call affectionately the wheel of objections. Okay, the wheel of objections. For example, uh, it landed on the objection. You're not going to lowball me, are you? You're not one of those lowballers that keep calling me, are you? Anybody ever heard that objection? Are real estate people in here? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
I definitely have too. So we can play the wheel of objections today. I'm set up and ready to go for that. But we also can do some role plays that you guys and gals want to do as well. So welcome to Jason and Larry and Nick and Addie and Ed and Hans and Jason and Mark and Patrick and Philip. Welcome, guys and gals. Thanks for being here. There's more folks coming in here too. So what's popping in your business? Anything happening that maybe we can talk about here right now and address and help you out? Anything Q&A wise that we can get out of the way and get it off your mind?
got a question,
Okay,
Justin.
yeah. What's up, Larry?
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's going
Hey,
good, man.
if have a lease option seller that and they lease option their house to tenant buyer, and with the uh, pandemic, moratorium going on, what if the new tenant buyer, while they're still renting it, of course, doesn't pay their rent? Now I know we try to get the best in there we can, but sometimes
Yeah.
you either make them as you think they're all right, and then they might
Yeah.
turn out not to be.
That's a great objection. Wonderful, Larry. That's a great way to kick off today's role play. Let's talk about that and also role play it. Right now, there's a foreclosure and a eviction moratorium thing, whatever it is. I don't know what it's called, but it's going on, and we all know about it. We've heard about it. Does that kill the lease option business? What happens if that tenant buyer moves in there and he or she stops paying rent, and now there's this, no eviction policy in place? Woo! Has anyone heard this objection from a homeowner? Anyone?
Nicholas has.
Yep. Okay. A couple, two or three. Yep. If you're out there making calls right now, I guarantee you're hearing this one. So if you're not making calls yet, this is great information for you. All right. Put this one in your hat. Keep it for another time because you'll need it. All right. When the homeowner says, this lease option idea, however you described it to them, I don't know that I'm okay with that because I don't want to rent the house out. There's this moratorium on evictions and foreclosures. And what if they stop paying rent and I'm not going to be able to get them out of there? So I think I'd rather just sell for cash. Oh, what do you say? Anybody got any ideas? Let's role play here. I don't want to be the star of the show. I want us to be the star of the show. Okay. So you guys shine bright. Shine bright. Anybody want to stand out and say, hey, here's how I would respond. Here's how I have responded. I'll give you my answer, but let's get some interaction going here. Anybody?
I had said that that is a concern, but due to the tenant buyers doing a down payment and a reasonable down payment up front, that they have skin in the game where they don't feel like they're going to just want to disappear with that. Most tenants these days, just in a rental aspect, will just pay a first and last month's rent and then just split and then not worry about it. But in this case, they're going to be responsible for all repairs, everything with responsibility to the property is on their shoulders. So it's not like they, in a rental aspect, you're responsible. You're no longer the landlord. Like in this case, you've pretty much already are 50, you're like halfway done to selling your house at the full asking price we're agreeing upon, And so if we wanted to put that in your pocket today, is that something you wanted to do or maybe not?
Okay.
Well,
I like it. That was a good answer. Anybody have anything they want to add to, comment on that, or let's hear yours. Let's hear your response to that. The objection at hand is with the eviction moratorium going on, this lease purchase thing might not be a good answer for me because if they stop paying rent, I'm not going to be able to get them out of there. How do you respond to a seller with this objection right now? Very, very timely right now. Probably no other time in history has this question ever been asked. But right now, it is being presented to you, the real estate investor, on the phone with a homeowner. Now, I'm not sure this is going to fit because of this eviction moratorium. What do you say? Anyone? Nicholas gave us a good answer. Anyone else? Nobody?
well, I guess, Justin, if we're wholesaler, doing a wholesale lease option, we're kind of pretty much out of the deal, but that's still in the homeowner's name, so the renter's in there, of course. And if we're doing a sandwich lease, and then it'd be our responsibility, and that'd be our worry is getting them out of there if they didn't pay. And then we'd have to.
If it was a sandwich, you're right. You'd be the one holding the risk bag, right? So yeah, I mean, sure, you could be a chummy guy and you could say, hey, well, I'll put myself in the middle here and I'll guarantee the payment. Okay, well, that's one response. I've heard it taught by gurus and coaches this way. Okay, I'm not sold on it though. Okay, I'm not sold on it. And here's how I respond, guys. The homeowner says, yeah, I'm not sure this lease thing would work, or, how would that work? Because if they stop making the payment, I'm not going to be able to get them out of there. Here's my short answer. And I'd like to keep my answers to objections as short as possible. I'll say something like this. Well, I understand your concern that if they stop making the payment, it would be impossible to get them out with the eviction moratorium. Is that what you're saying? Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm confirming the issue. Okay, confirm. All right. Then I'm going to say, we don't really work with those kinds of people. That's what I say. We are not working with your typical renters. We are working with home buyers. Okay. Not only that, but if I change the agreement to read that they will take care of the maintenance, the payment, all of this, and that I'll allow you to look at the background checks and stuff that we run on them and put you in the driver's seat, and you can disapprove them if you don't think they're a great fit for your deal. Okay. All right. So if that's okay, I'll send this over to you. Is this something we can continue talking about, or is this over? Okay. That's kind of how I handle it, guys. Now, I'm not saying that's the perfect way or the best way. I'm just saying that's how I do it. Try to keep it pithy. Okay. You're going to have to share some benefits like, hey, these tenant buyers are not, your ordinary, they're not your ordinary renter,
Right.
They're looking to, buy the home. Remember, I'll say it like that to a homeowner. They're looking to buy the home. Okay. So I want to put some good people in there and I want to make a little bit of money doing it, but I know this needs to be a good solution for you. if I put you in the driver's seat and I let you make the final call on the person, was that something that makes you feel more comfortable? And can we move forward? Okay, I'll say it like that. All right. Anybody got comments or questions or thoughts on that? I don't want to talk too much. Objection. Objection was, moratorium, can't get them out. What happens then? How do you handle that? Anybody else have anything they want to add or tag on to this objection?
I have a question.
Okay.
If you said, these are people that can't afford financing for a house anyway. So my response might be, but they have bad credit, or why are they are a risky person compared, they have the same risk as a renter. Is that not true?
I would like to think not true, because remember, I'm also asking for like 3 to 10% down, probably. Not down necessarily, like it might not be considered a down payment, but they're going to put a 3 to 10% investment in.
Okay.
So they're not really the typical renter. They kind of give them a little bit more care about it,
Yeah.
And not only that, but with the tenant buyers, if you're running a professional business, I think you're going to have your tenant buyer visit with a mortgage professional, so they know what their scores are. They know what's dinging their credit. They know how long it's going to take to fix that.
Okay.
They know, they got a plan in place. Okay. So you're not just putting any old Joe Schmo in here. The first question I ask a tenant buyer when they call me and say, hey, I'm interested in that deal, or they shoot me a message, most likely a message that says, hey, I'm interested in deal on such and such a street. Is it still available? Yes, it's still available. Are you interested in renting, or are you interested in purchasing, because this is a rent to own opportunity?
Okay.
Okay. I want them right away to differentiate themselves. Okay. That's on the tenant buyer side though. Sorry,
Right.
guys. I get excited, guys.
And I might not know enough about this yet, but that's why I'm bringing it up, because in my mind, I went immediately to, wait, aren't they the same? And it makes me feel better to know they're very different, and I need to know that and why.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Very, very different, different kind of character.
Right.
You get into problems when you don't have any background check process. And here's a tip. It's real easy to get a background check process by going to mysmartmove.com. It's owned by TransUnion, the credit bureau, and they will do a full background check. They'll charge the tenant buyer prospect. So when that prospect is ready for all of that, you can just simply use mysmartmove.com, have them go. There's other ones too, but that one, there's the one I'm familiar with. You can have them fill all that stuff out, get a background check. Anything you want to know about them, you can find out through that process there. Now, here's a thought I was thinking people were thinking when I was talking about this. Well, you said, hey, if I put you in the driver's seat, Mr. Homeowner, and let you look at the background screens and all this stuff and make the final call, okay, would that be something that make you feel more comfortable? Could we move forward today? All right. The thought is yeah, but man, I don't want to give the, I don't want to give the homeowner that kind of power, Okay, well, true, you don't, okay. But if it makes them feel more comfortable and I can get the deal done, I'll do it. Here's a pop quiz. What is that type of transaction called? A lease option where the seller is kind of a deciding factor in the tenant buyer and so on and so forth. He's in the driver's seat a little bit. What is that called? There is a legal name for this strategy. It's in Claude's book. Anybody remember?
Is it lease purchase?
It's a lease purchase assignment, but more than that, it has one extra word.
Cooperative.
Cooperative, exactly. It's a cooperative lease option assignment. All right. So it's not new. It hasn't been invented by me or somebody else. This has been done for decades, guys. There's nothing wrong in getting the homeowner's approval if it gets the deal done and it makes everyone feel comfortable. You're going to assign the deal to the tenant buyer and you're going to walk away. But what happens if that tenant buyer defaults 8 months up the road and that homeowner calls you back and says, hey, listen, that guy defaulted, what are we going to do? You sent me this guy, you did this. It's going to be way easier for you to say, hey, listen, man, you remember I put you in the driver's seat and we both looked at this guy's background stuff. We both made the executive decision and we moved forward. And, I'm no longer a part of this deal, but here's what I could do for you. I could bring in maybe another tenant buyer. We could do the same process, replace this one. I'll put a little bit of money in your pocket to make up for some losses, and we'll move forward with somebody better. Does that sound like something we can do today, Mr. Homeowner, or maybe not? Woo, I hope I'm helping somebody today. Because I never talk about that. Okay.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, what's up?
Just thinking, as you're talking with these people, you're finding out where that pain point is, and there's usually a reason that they need to have you move in to help them stop that ouch of the payment. And so you've got that opportunity to negotiate that. What you're doing is, I know you'd like to stay in your house. I know you'd like to not have anyone move in, but you're in a situation where you have to have something happen. And our group is more entitled to, take better care of your home than just an average renter. Let me tell you about our program. We help families get into a house they can't afford one today, but could qualify in 12 to 36 months. So it's just a matter of giving them some time. Their quality, we check their background. They're good people, and we'll allow you to, also look at their background as well and give you the final say, because we want you to make sure that they're good people as well. But we narrow our families down to a smaller group that are interested in buying the home, not just renting. So we don't want you to be a landlord. We don't want you getting phone calls in the middle of the night and going out to, repair a toilet. They're going to take care of all that, and we'll make sure it's done for you. So that's one of the best parts about doing business with us. We can solve your problem today. I can send this agreement over to you. You can review it, and if it makes sense to you, we can move forward, and we'll solve the problem today. How's that sound?
All right, Ed. Good process. I mean, your benefits. What you're selling here. Anybody got any criticisms or any comments on this with Ed? Anyone? Positive, negative, better, in between? Doesn't matter. Anything good or bad?
It sounds too smooth, man.
Smooth as silk, man. You gotta let it go a little bit. Smoother than silk.
Very buttery.
You got to make it a little rougher, because it makes it a little more believable when it's a little rougher. I almost felt like I was dealing with a company, okay, which I am technically, right? Probably, but I don't know. Anybody comments?
Yeah, he was so good at saying it that it scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I mean, but maybe if it's maybe that's good to not be slick, I guess.
What would a rougher one sound like?
What would a rough one sound like? Someone give us a rough one. I gave you mine.
Hey, you can lose your house and get your ass kicked out of it if you want, or I can help you get someone.
There you go.
Hey, I only got a couple minutes. Are we doing this today or what?
I guess you just got to read the seller.
There's many ways to approach it, just like Claude,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody in here said read the seller. And you did good, Ed. We're not picking on you, man. In fact, if you're going to have a problem, I think you got the good one to have.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I like it.
So not an issue. But somebody in here said you have to, what'd they say? Pace the seller, read the seller. I don't know who said that. It was somebody just sneaked it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, read the seller.
Yeah. Tell us more about this.
Well, I figured, like the old roll, are they a warm lead? Are they a blue? Are they yellow? You kind of have to kind of figure out what type of person they are and kind of play that role and create a scenario for that.
Yeah. What Ed said right there, might have perfectly fitted a engineer or an accountant or analytical, mind. It might have been the grand slam home run. Okay, that's an excellent point. All right, it depends on, I mirror a lot. I think I heard Victor talking about this last week or the week before. Mirroring. Anybody want to tell me what mirroring is?
Just repeating the last 3 words.
Okay, it could go as far as repeating the last few words that they said, but what else could it be?
Paraphrasing.
It could be a paraphrase or a recap. Okay, what else could it be? Mirroring.
Their tone and how they.
Reconfirming their objection.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it could be the tone, right? The meter of your voice, the speed of your voice, okay? The complexity of how you structure your explanations, okay? Right? Mirroring, pacing that other person, right? Have you ever talked to somebody that didn't understand that you weren't quite as smart as they are? And they were just blowing your mind like you tuned out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't do that to the homeowner. Don't do that to the homeowner with your grand explanations and presentations, right? I say very little. I explain very little on the phone with a homeowner. I only explain what I need to explain, and then I tie it up with a question. Does that sound like something that makes you feel comfortable? And can we move forward with this? Does it sound like we have a deal? Are you comfortable doing business with me today? Okay. So you tied up with questions. Anybody else comments? Great job, Ed. Thank you, man. You've teed off a lot of great discussions too. Nicholas, did you have something you wanted to share too or ask? What was that, sir?
Yeah. Kind of going back to like the acts, like I did try the funder phrase and that worked a lot better instead of tenant buyers. So in terms of that, like if that's the conversation, they end up wanting the agreement at that point, do I have to reword everything in that agreement for that? Or even though it says like tenant buyer inside the.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll edit the document however that I can to get them to sign it. I almost view the document as another piece of marketing. Okay. All right. So it needs to read exactly like what I think that they want it to read, so they'll be cool signing it as quickly as possible. Okay. As long as the terms and stuff and the numbers are what I need it to be, so you guys take a look at my memo. That's why I call it a memo, because I got tired of saying contract and agreement and people were a little apprehensive. So I was like, okay, I'll send you a letter of intent, and people don't even know what that is. And I'm like, okay, I'll send you this memo. It's a permission slip to get started. Okay. Word it how it'll work. Your job is to do what, guys?
Get it signed.
Yeah.
Make money today.
What's the most important part of the real estate acquisitions game? Somebody tell me.
Signature.
Claude tells us all the time, the most important part is just get it under contract, y'all. You can fix it later. Okay. There's a lot of truth to this. You don't know who might be out there ready to just spend a whole pocket full of money, but you can't get it until you get it under contract. So you better get started with that, right? Claude Diamond in the house. What's going on, dude?
How you doing, Justin? How you doing, guys?
Doing great. Welcome, sir.
Hey, how's it going, Claude?
Somebody got questions for Claude? I thought Claude was going to say something. I'm sorry, man. I was going to turn it over to you here for a minute.
Oh, I'll give you a break. Do you have to go potty or something? Or
no. Y'all ready to spin the wheel of objections again, or does somebody have something they want to fire up here in the group? An objection?
I had a text from somebody who's a real estate agent and broker, and she was wondering if maybe we could. What are some objections? Do we have any realtors in the room? Anybody? Any real estate agents here today?
I am. Yep.
And what about you chickens who don't turn on your video? Turn on your video. This is there you go. Hans, there's my man. Philip K. Yes, the brave ones. Okay, turn it on. Steve, what are some of the objections as a realtor you get?
Well, I mean, I don't get too many right now because I'm focusing on just doing my own investing as a realtor. So it's a little bit different than, a lease option. So I'm looking at finding places I can find, put under contract and sell. So it's a little bit different,
Okay.
So it's a little different. I have a different game plan that I'm doing right now. So.
Okay, let's do that. I've never played the wheel, Justin. I'm up for that. Go ahead.
It's
I
just
love
it's just one of those things that keeps the party moving, It's got objections all the way around, and we'll just spin it and see what pops up, and then we'll address that objection for.
I don't think Vanna White has anything to worry about, by the way.
No, not. Well, she's getting older. I might have a shot. All right.
How old is Vanna White?
60 something.
She's in her 60s for sure.
Yeah.
She's got to be in her 60s or
She
something.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that woman is, she's well preserved.
64.
Yeah.
It landed on just send it. Just send it. That's when you are talking with the homeowner and they stop you abruptly in the agenda part of the conversation or early in the qualification stage, and they say, listen, the information's on Zillow. If you want to make an offer, just send me the offer or send me your information and I'll get back with you if I like it. What do you do? What do you do?
Go ahead. Can I role play with you or someone else?
Yeah, let's do it. I just objected. What's the answer?
You know what? That is so great. Thank you so much, Justin, for inviting me to send you. Let me ask you something. What would you like? I'm taking notes. Is it okay if I take notes while we talk for a second? It's okay.
Yeah.
What would you like? What do you want me to put in that contract so you and I can make a commitment today?
Ooh, I like it. Well,
Justin, I'm going to send you an offer, and it's going to take me an hour or two to put it together. And I don't want to go back and forth, and neither do you. Do you want to do business today, my friend?
I do. I'm asking $199.
Okay. So if I give you and that's cash, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I send you an offer, a contract today let me write that down, $199. How'd you get to that price? I'm just curious.
My wife's friend's a realtor, and she told us that the houses in the neighborhood are going for that, and that's what we ought to do.
And that's a fair reasonable market value. Good for you and your wife. Nice going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What else would you like to see in that contract? Anything that relates to the time, the closing date?
30 days.
Things like that. What?
30 days.
30 days. Okay, that's reasonable. Okay, that would be April 9th, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, what else? I'm writing this all down. These are these. Thank you so much for helping me.
I don't know what else I would need to tell you, though. I mean, I guess my name,
closing costs or anything like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, if you guys will pay that, that'd be great.
Okay, what's traditional in your area?
Well, I think traditional is you guys pay it.
Pay the closing costs and everything like that. Off the role play for a minute. Somebody else, tell us, what am I doing right now with Justin? The intent was to brush me off and ditch me on the call real early.
Yeah.
What did I do to bring him in? Somebody else.
Had the conversation, started a conversation.
What else? Go deep. What am I doing here, though, Cyrus?
Asking questions.
You're asking him questions and get him to get more of the information you want. As far as how long, how soon is he looking to close? You're giving him some stroke of nurture about his wife and pretty much making him feel that he's in control, really.
Okay, make him feel good. You said an important word. Did anyone pick up the S word? I always do this. Stroke, sincere compliment. Oh, great information. Oh, these are pearls of wisdom. What happens when I tell somebody that I'm going to write this down? What do you think's going? What is that? How does that make them feel when you say I'm going to take notes?
What I'm saying is important.
Say again, Han?
What they're saying is important and worthy of being transcribed, written down.
Psychologically, how important is it to get this person to like you?
Very.
Very important. Okay. So Justin and I did this role play. He was ready to dismiss me, cut me off.
Yeah.
99% of salespeople, when they get that situation, hey, look, I'm real busy. Just send me the contract and I'll get back to you in the near distant future.
Yeah.
What is 99% of salespeople do, Justin, when that happens?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, what's your email address? I'll get it over to you. And then, I'll follow up with you here in a little while if I don't hear back.
And then what happens? Did you make any money? Are you going to go on the, are you going to get hold of this guy?
Never, ever again.
Never again. What do we call that? Victor has a great expression. What is it again? I say witness protection program, but Victor or Walker always says something else. What is it?
They're ghosting me.
Ghosting. Thank you.
Ghosting me.
Thank you. Ghosting. How important is it to stay on the phone and have this, what I call that pleasant adult to adult conversation, even if you know there's nothing there? Maybe something will develop. Maybe they'll call you back. But if you feel good about yourself and you have a good conversation, can you make that next phone call, the one after that?
Yes.
You better believe it. How important is it to have these good quality conversations with people every day?
So, Claude, in that deal, as a real estate investor, I'm only interested in it. You're going forward with that?
Oh, yeah. We'll go back into it. I'll show you. It wasn't over yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. So let me ask you something, Justin. Gee, and thank you so much for sharing that information. I wish most people were as open. You sound like a businessman. What do you do for a living before I go?
I'm a plumber.
A plumber. You guys are, man. I'll tell you what, when the plumber comes to my house, I get him a beer or a cup of coffee, depending on the time of day. You guys walk on water in my house. I always need a good plumber.
Well,
you must be busy as heck. Let me ask you something. If I put together this contract, it's going to take me a little while. Take me 5 minutes, but I'm going to make it. This might take me a couple hours to put it together. 30 days. We pay the closing costs and $199,000 purchase price. What would you say to me next if I send you this contract today? What will happen next when we speak at 4:30 this afternoon?
I think. Can I throw another objection at you?
Sure. What am I doing though? Hang on to that thought. But what am I doing? Even if I don't like the price or the terms, what am I getting from him right now? The big C word.
Commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Commitment. How important is it to, even if you don't know you can do the deal, how important is it to get a commitment in the first phone call? How many people here besides me kiss their wife on the first date? She's not in the room. I can say stuff like that.
Oh, Lord, yes.
Okay. How important is it to get a kiss on the first date? Ladies, excuse me, I apologize. But you got that phone call. You've got them there. You've got a moment. Go for it, guys. I'm sorry, Justin, I digress. Go. What were you going to say?
Well, if you sent me that in the email today, it sounds like exactly what we're looking to do. So I think we have a deal, but I don't know how you're able to do this. You haven't seen the property.
You know what? You have pictures on, I think you mentioned earlier, don't you have a bunch of pictures on Zillow or Craigslist or your webpage?
Yeah, they're on Zillow. Sure.
It's beautiful. You don't have an iPhone, do you? Please say yes.
Yes.
I tell you what, why don't we do this? If you like my contract, can we make a 4:30 hard appointment, you and your lovely wife? If we didn't have a pandemic, I would take you kids out for dinner so we could conclude this. But I'll tell you what, at 4:30, why don't we turn on our phone and use FaceTime, and you can give me a live tour at your house, okay?
Okay.
And it sounds, your house, maybe I'm making an assumption. It sounds to me like you guys have pride of ownership. Yeah. And it's a nice, clean, well taken care of house. Why do I feel that way?
Well, it is. I mean, it's a nice place. Yeah.
It is. Why do I just know that about you. There's something about you that comes through. Okay. So I'll tell you what, you said think a couple times before. If I like your house, and yes, I'll still want to see it or have my guy come over and inspect it. But if you get a contract with these terms in it, what happens at 4:30?
Yeah, we have a deal.
What? I'm
We
sorry,
have-
what?
We have a deal.
Boom, stop. Okay, time out. What did I just finally get?
Commitment.
A commitment. Get the commitment, man. Well, if he tells me, here's what happens in a lot of sales. We dance around it, we go back and forth, and then we find out all the other objections that are on Justin's. Well, my wife doesn't like it, my partner doesn't like it, we need this, we need that, and all the other objections. What's the most important thing to find out? Do you have a reliable, hot, committed prospect? Do you have somebody you can do business with when, ladies and gentlemen, when?
Today.
Hey, there's only two there. When did you kiss your lovely wife, Philip? On the first or the 30th date?
The third day, because when we met, we was over the phone.
The thing about it is, seriously, what's the difference between everyone else and us? Go for it. Get information. Get a commitment. You can Justin, say those magic words about fix it later. You said it earlier.
Get it under contract is the most important part. You can fix it later.
And if there's if you find out the price is wrong, if it needs a new hot water heater, if there's a thing, can you fix it later?
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, what happens to your empowerment, your self-esteem when you get a commitment? And even if you know you can't do the deal, the price is crazy, you don't like the property or whatever, what are you taking away from a good conversation with a firm commitment? What are you learning? How does that make you feel deep inside?
You feel like you accomplished something. You feel like you feel like you accomplished something. You feel like you're growing. That's what it is.
We talked about who attended my Monday group call? Who listened to that video? It's one of the, I never got a reaction from a group call like I did this Monday.
That was a big group. It was awesome, Claude. It was huge.
We talked about fear. Okay. We cannot have no fear, guys. No fear. We got to go into this confident, assertive, okay, and be willing to fire the prospect. Or, well, that doesn't sound like, Justin, you're a great guy. Thanks for your time. Doesn't sound like we're going to do business today. Now that it's over, can I ask you a question before I go?
Sure.
And then I start all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then I'm in control, but he doesn't see it. He doesn't know. It's almost a form of stealth, covert hypnosis that I'm practicing here. It's almost a form of suggestion and control. Okay. And it's not that hard. It just takes practice. You know what's so great about this stuff that Justin does is the practice, the role play. This is how you get good at it. Even if you know you're not going to make the sale. What if I feel good after a phone call? I mean, here it's 11:38 here in Colorado. I've already had 6 phone calls and they were all good. They were all positive and everything. You know what? That kind of motivates me to make other calls. Somebody's going to say yes today.
I have a question. My question is, will you think he had buyer's remorse when you just agreed to what he just asked for?
I don't know. We haven't, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear remorse. I heard the word think twice that Justin did very well. He slid in those little thinks. Did you hear it? But I did get a commitment. I think I got a commitment for 4:30. I got a commitment if we can do the deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's pretty. Think about all that we did in that little role play there. I wasn't being argumentative with him. Hi, I need your best price. Hi, I want you to, I want you to do all this and that and everything. What goes through the prospects' heads when we come out of nowhere and we sound like everyone else and we make ridiculous offers right at the bat? They don't know us. They don't trust us. What's the worst thing we can do?
Scam.
Scams. What Jimmy said. Like I think too. When you come off businessy, like you sound like a company. Like I was thinking about this earlier. Whenever I've been in an interaction with a business, what usually happens in that interaction? I usually end up spending money. So when I'm calling on the phone, I don't want to sound like a businessy company sound, because that creates the wrong temperature for the room I want, right?
Yeah. I did a video today. I just did it an hour ago. It's on YouTube. Bad openers, the world's worst openers. One of my clients brought it up in an email to me about openers with people. Hi, you want to talk about objections? Ring, ring. Say hello, Justin.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, sir. Is this a bad time?
No, I got a couple minutes. Who is this?
Okay, good. A lot of times they say yes. What are you setting yourself up for when you ask a closed-ended question? How about, can I have a moment? Can I have a minute of your time, sir? I know you're real busy.
Nah, I'm pretty busy. What's this about?
Boom. So
am I not doing it right?
Yeah, no, you're doing it. I want to keep it real. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to give them a chance to say no. So when I get a live voice on the phone, I go right into it. I skip the howdy doodies and everything else. Sir, I'm sorry. Oh, Mr. Chamness, I'm sorry it took me so long. That house has got to be sold. That beautiful home on Avocado Lane, that's gone by now, right?
No, it's still available.
What, you don't want to sell it today, do you?
Yeah, it's for sale still.
Can I ask you 2-3 quick questions, and you ask me a few, and I'll make you an offer, and you can tell me to get lost, or I can send you a check with a lot of money or a contract today. Fair?
Yeah, that sounds okay.
And if you like my offer, great. If not, tell me to get lost. Fire me, and I'll leave you alone.
Well, what can I tell you about the property? What do you need to know?
Now, here's the thing, off the role play. Now, am I in the door? Do I have a prelude to a conversation here? How important is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think's going through his mind when I call like that?
Who is this crazy person calling me?
Yes. That property. Sorry.
Hi, Addie, are you rolling a phone call? There you go.
I think she had a phone call.
Somebody had a question, I think.
Yeah, Philip, what were you saying, sir?
No, I was making a comment. I wasn't questioning. It was a comment.
Oh, okay. What was your comment?
Still me off. He said, "Who's this crazy person calling me, talking about you want to buy my house?"
I'll take crazy. I'll take anything other than the status quo. We've all received those phone calls at dinner time. 100% of the time, what do we do when we get those phone calls?
Hang up.
We hang up. Someone help me? What's the definition of insanity? I say this every time.
Doing the same thing over and over and get the same results.
Pardon my language, why are we doing the same old tired shit that we know we're going to get 100% rejection? Why do we do that? It's crazy.
We don't know better.
Let's be a little creative. Let's have some fun. That was fun on that wheel. I like that. That's a cool one. How'd you get to the wheel? I'm curious.
You inspired me, man. You know, you got all kinds of little things. You got the Popeye, the Popeye doll, and you got the timer, and you've got the Magic 8-Ball, which I had to get one of those too. And and I've got the timer, So like I've got the Claude collection. And then I thought, how can I do one thing that Claude hasn't done? And I was like, it's got to be the wheel.
Yeah. Here's my exercise coach.
That's great. I need one of those. Let's spin the wheel. All right. Objection. The wheel of objections.
This is so much fun.
You never know what it's going to be. Oh, yeah. I'm not interested.
I know how you feel, sir. Exactly. Why are we why are we even talking? How did we get together here? Help me out.
Well, I mean, if it's not a cash offer for, basically what I'm asking, I'm not interested in anything.
Okay. You want all cash. That's great. So if you got all cash, what would happen next?
Well, all cash. Yeah, that's what we want. That's a deal.
Okay. So we got to find a way here. Let me ask you something. I'm an investor. I hope you don't mind. I work with my money, other people's money, and everything. In order for us to do cash, you've heard of the term the time value of cash, right? You sound like a businessman.
Yes.
Okay. In order to do cash, we need a discount on the purchase price. I can close quick. I can give you cash. I just can't give you market value. Is it over? Are we done?
Well, I mean, I can come down a little bit, but not a lot. When you say discount, you're not talking about lowballing me, like, because I've had those guys call me probably 15 times this week.
Aren't they annoying? Aren't they annoying?
I hate them, and if that's
Oh,
you,
God,
if that's you, I hate you.
But yeah, what? Hey, listen, my wife said the same thing on our honeymoon.
Okay. Well,
listen, is this just a question before I go off the role play? I say that often before I go. Why do I say that all the time? What if Charles D, am I using a little bit of scarcity or something here? I'm busy. I don't have the time to chit chat all day long. I'm busy. Why do I say that all the time?
Because it's like you
It's like a takeaway.
It's a takeaway. Scarcity. Absolutely. So I know right now on a 1 through 10, 10 meaning urgent, 1 meaning there's not a snowball's chance in heck. What have I determined in my mind the probability of what's Justin's score right now?
Probably
Ooh.
2 or 3.
A 2 or 3, you think, guys?
Yeah. What do we know about a 2 or a 3? What should be going through our mind when we have a 2 or a 3?
Get out the phone.
Practice.
Yeah, it's a practice session. Who said that, Horace?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a practice session. We need to find a need, create a need, exacerbate a need, or just hang on there and have some fun with it. Practice. Record the call. Say, wait, hey, how did I do? The more you practice, the more I'm teaching this, the more I realize that the more repetition and practice you do, like on these Wednesday calls or Monday that we do, the better you get on the phone, the more money you'll make. The more confident you'll feel.
That's great.
Great. Where were we in that role play? Where were we? Okay. Price.
Yeah, price. I come down a little bit, but not much. And if you're going to beat me up on price or lowball me, then this is not going to work out.
I understand, and thank you for being so forthright. I wish more people. What do you do for a living, sir? What do you sound like a professional businessman?
Well, I'm actually a truck driver.
Good man. You work for a living.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is this your home, sir? Before I go, this is your home or an investment property?
Yes, it is. It's my home.
Well, how many years you been in there?
I've lived here for 6 years.
Hey, another 6. That's a great name. That property will only go up in value. You really don't want to sell that, do you?
No, I mean, I want to sell this thing. I need to move. I've got a different job I'm going to take in a different state. And, I need to, listen, man, if you want to make an offer on it, shoot me the offer. Otherwise, I guess, like I said, I'm not really interested in,
I understand. Off the role play, two things happen. First, listening is real important. Okay, what is he saying? And I took a different strategy here. My students are on here. What strategy is somebody else? I did a very unique psychological strategy just now. Who picked it up?
Reject, reluctant buyer. A reluctant buyer.
No, I did something.
You
I teach it to my students.
You push them away. Push them away.
I push them away. Okay, we call that a redirection. Or a reverse psychology. Did I sound like a salesperson when I said to him, you don't really want to sell the home? I mean, what salesperson would ever say that to the prospect? You really don't want to buy this car, my insurance policy. You don't really want to sell this home, right? Why am I doing that? That's a form of redirection, we call it. Very important strategy. Why?
It's like a negative positive type of thing. Like you don't want to do it, but you do.
It makes the prospect start to tell you why you should be the guy to buy his house today. It makes him start to open up, like I did actually, as a natural response just in our role play. I was like, well, listen, I gotta move. I got a job in a different state. I need to move there. And hey, listen, let's cut the bull. This is what it's got to be, or I'm not interested. So he really started to dial into my pain points my needs and my greeds. He made me do the work, right?
Ooh, say that again. That was brilliant.
You made me do the work.
What happens when we go in the totally unexpected direction? Are they slightly off balance? Wow, he told me to keep the home. He does, what does that force Justin? And the answer is in Justin's name, by the way. What does that force the prospect to do when we go in an unexpected direction, the complete opposite?
Yeah.
It forces them to justify.
Yeah.
See that? You got the perfect name for this role play.
It's
It
great.
forces them to justify their decision. Well, I have to sell it because, and I forgot what you said. You're moving or something, or
Yeah,
job change?
moving. Got a job. I got a better job driving trucks over in a different state.
Yeah. So now we go back in the role play. So, but there's no rush, right, Justin? Yeah. I mean, what do you got? 6 months, a year before that move? There's no rush here, right?
No, they're expecting me to be there first of the next month.
Wow, that's less than, wow. Today's March 10th. You got less than 21 days? Oh my gosh. What? I can't even imagine the stress you're under right now.
Well, I mean, it's not that stressful, but I just need to get this handled and all that. I understand, but if it doesn't sell, I'll just hang on to it and
Good.
and
I had a friend. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say I'll move and just hang on to both of them until I can get rid of it or do something different, I guess.
Must be great to be so financially independent that you can afford to leave a house empty. Like you must. It's not free and clear, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. Small, medium, large mortgage, if you don't mind me asking.
Medium.
Medium mortgage. Okay. And everything off the role play. What valuable information did I just get from him?
Time frame.
Time.
Time frame, baby. Is time frame important?
Yes.
When we qualify, we need motivation. We need the money. What is there a mortgage or how much can they put down? The time frame. Is this something urgent now? What did we just learn about how we might change the motivation? What did we just learn from him?
I'm kind of in a hurry.
Can I exacerbate? You've got a paper cut. Can I squeeze a lemon on that paper cut now?
Yeah. Can you agitate my problem? You tried with the money. What you said, the 2 payments, it must be nice. You're so, financially stable that the 2 payments isn't going to be a problem for you. I didn't respond yet to that. I don't think.
Yeah, I know. And now where I would really go, I just like to break this down because everything I do is for a reason. Okay. That's why scripts don't work. I don't know what you're going to say. I don't know your level of scripts are caca. You guys know I say that all the time. You can't use a script with a unique individual.
That's a dirty word.
It's a dirty word. Yes. And now I would go into storytelling mode. Who's going to do? Somebody has to tell Justin a story to create some motivation. I had a friend once with an empty property. Go ahead, Horace. You take over with Justin.
Yeah, Justin, man, I had this friend once that had an empty property. They lived in Wisconsin, and then they had to travel back and forth to Florida about every 3 to 6 months to make sure that there was nobody breaking in the property. They had to counter the neighbors to give them update. They called the sheriff every once in a while just to take accountability of the property. And then worst of all was paying the utilities just to keep the water, keep the lights on, make sure nothing stagnates. I hope that's not something that you're going through, Justin, is it?
No, not really. My brother lives in town. He'll be able to watch it for me a little bit. But I want to get rid of it. I'm ready to sell. I just can't take a big haircut. So if we're ready to, do something, then that's great. If not, then I guess I'll have to do what I got to do, and maybe somebody else will, want it.
All right, Justin. Just imagine that you don't have to within the next 30 days. You don't have to count on your brother to go ahead and keep looking at this property. You could, keep that extra insurance payment in your pocket, add those utility bills into a saving account. And, once we get done, you could go ahead and just, get stress free, take the wife on a vacation with the money you saved. Could we get this done today?
Yeah, yeah. If you guys are ready to do, close to what I'm asking, in cash and close, within the month or shortly thereafter, yeah, we have a deal.
Give
Wonderful,
Horace,
Justin.
give Horace a round of applause there. I put him on the hot seat and he did great. He did great.
job.
What's the first thing Horace did? What's the first thing he did?
He
He
brought
told
up all
us.
the pain, the story.
Yes. Did he tell a story? I have a friend. And how many pains and needs and greeds did he do? I was counting. He did that brilliantly, by the way.
At least 4 to 5.
Right. What happens when we paint a picture in someone's mind?
You take them along to the journey.
I like that. That's a
Yeah.
good answer. Take them along on the journey. I like
Yeah.
that. What happens if we want to make it even more emotional and we blend in the 5 senses? We take it to another level. This is I'm teaching you guys a little what we call stealth or conversational hypnosis here. Okay. What happens if we blend in a little bit more of, gee, can you imagine you're getting the check for the house and you don't have to worry about it anymore, and you and your wife can sleep at night, maybe go out to dinner, what's your favorite food? A steak, go out to dinner, nice bottle of wine, sizzling steak on the grill. You don't have the property, you don't have to worry about the neighbors and break-ins and everything. Can you make it real emotional? This is persuasion. This is persuasion to the 10th power, guys. This is how you take it to that next level. This is real gut selling here. This is great. Nice going. Do we have any, should I shut up now, Justin, or do we want to do one more?
Let's do one more. Yeah. Does anybody have one they want to present, or do you want to spin the wheel of objections?
In the wheel.
That's my evil laugh for the wheel of objections.
I love objections because there are opportunities to make money.
Oh, it landed on one we've already done. So let's spin it one more time.
What's the chances of that?
Don't
Yeah,
hit
what is it?
bankrupt.
Oh, here it is. How did you find me? How did you get my phone number?
You know, I was in a Chuck E. Cheese pizza parlor. I had to go to the bathroom, and in the stall, there was a phone number. Need to sell my home, and that's why I'm calling you right now. I really say shit like that, by the way. And sometimes, and then there's this silence, and then I'll say, "Just kidding." Well, I'll use humor a lot of times. When they ask silly questions, why not give them silly responses? My thing. I got to have fun while I'm doing this. So I'll use humor. I'll give us, sir, I don't know. Maybe here's the way I'll do it. Ask me again. How did you get my number?
How did you get my phone number?
Great question. I don't know. When did you call me, sir?
I didn't call you. Oh.
Well, I don't make cold calls. I always say that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to my webpage? Or you don't want to buy a house I have, or you're not selling a home, right?
Yes, I'm selling a home. Yeah.
And it's sold. Obviously, it's sold already.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. You don't want to sell it today, do you?
Sure, would love to.
That sounds good. Your name?
Justin.
Justin, my name's Claude. I'm looking to buy a home today. Okay. Can I ask you 2, 3 quick questions? You ask me a few. If we can do business, great. If not, I'll get lost and leave you alone.
Yeah, it's good.
Boom.
It's good. Good.
We are in the business of turning chicken shit into chicken salad all day long.
Okay. One more real quick, because that was a quick, easy one. What do you say when the homeowner says, "Why do you need to know why I want to move or why I want to sell the house?" It just seems like that's none of your business. I mean, like, what's that have to do with you buying the house? Anybody ever get that one besides me? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Anybody else want to handle it? Anybody else want to take a shot at it first?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the home. I just want to make sure everything's good. Are there any problems with the home or the neighborhood I should know about?
Okay.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
It was a real good one. I always say something like that. You know, sir, it's a fair question. You don't know me that well. Here's my problem. You're asking $300,000 for your home. Before I spend if you were in my shoes, before you spend $300,000, wouldn't you want as much information as possible? Or is that just me?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. How's he going to answer that? You know?
Yeah.
Don't you see, I go into it with an air of authority and professionalism. Listen, before I spend that kind of money, wouldn't you do the same thing I'm doing right now before you spend all that money? See, you've got to, you're so burnt out from all the garbage phone calls that you think that's why we have to change the environment very quickly when we talk to people. We got to let them, we got to make them. I have people actually apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. You don't know all the phone calls I'm getting and everything. Justin, go ahead. Let's role play that. Justin, I'm sorry. I've been really rude to you. I'm sure. It's just, man, I've been getting so many phone calls here, you know?
Phone calls like what?
These guys who they're just calling me up and they're asking me one guy had me on the phone for 45 minutes and he doesn't qualify or anything and he wanted me to give him the house and everything, you know. I'm just getting burnt out. Sorry, man. You sound like
I hate that too. I hate that too. Well, you're gonna love me because I want to make an offer on your house that you're happy with today. Is that something we can go ahead and talk about, or do you hate me already?
No. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's just, you ever have one of those days? Now, off the role play, this is a bonding moment. This is where you say, I know exactly how you feel. I hate those phone calls too and everything, but I'm a pretty serious guy. I want to make an offer to you. Go that direction a little.
I thought I just did that. I said, I hate that too. I hate it. I when people like that call, they should be banished to a foreign exiled to a foreign country or something. I don't know, but you're gonna love me. I'm not here to make any kind of offer like that. I want to make an offer that feels good to you and is a reasonable solution for you. So is that something we can go ahead and talk about, or do you hate me already?
Yeah, boom. No. Let's talk. See how he off the role play. See how Justin brilliantly regained control and got a little closer with the prospect, a little bit of bonding and rapport. How important is that?
It's everything.
Very important.
Whose responsibility is it to control the environment? The prospect or the salesman?
The buyer.
Caller.
The salesman, always. We're in control. We're the doctor in the room.
Yes.
If we act submissive and subservient to the prospect, not bullying them. People always think I mean intimidating or bullying or overpowering, but there's a way to get that, develop that where you want to create in their mind, hey, this guy is serious. This guy is right. You know, and then I go, and I'm an investor. Yes, I want to make money. So I'm going to go into, are we talking about price or terms here, sir? You pick.
Price.
And yeah, okay, price. Yeah, let me ask you something here. Can if I could give you, would you like to close real quick or 6 months from now?
I'm looking to close in 30 days.
30. Okay. What's the best price you can give me to do a deal right now, sir?
I don't know. Make an offer.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. Wait, can I, one or two, you don't have a mortgage on this, right? It's paid in full by now?
This property free and clear, paid off since 1979.
Good man. You know what? Nice going. Not many people can pay off their mortgage like that. Your family must be very proud of you.
Of course, man. I did a great job. Thank you a lot, sir.
Suppose I offered you full. Now I got them because I just got a key piece of information. Hey, Mr. Jimmy Jean, imagine for a moment, listen to my words. Imagine for a moment, I gave you full price today. Could we possibly move forward?
I hope it's not going to be some terms. Somebody just got off the phone and said they wanted to give me full price and I got to wait 3, 4, 5 years. I hope it's not the same thing, is it?
Suppose I gave you full price and 3 years with 8% interest. 8%, sir. What's your bank paying you right now in your savings account?
And I can't even, and I'm getting 1%. It's really nothing. 8%
I'll give you,
sounds great.
If you hold the mortgage for 3 years, I'll make principal only pay, and I'll make interest pay only payments at 8% with a balloon for the full balance. Can we move forward on that, or should I get lost?
This sounds like a scam.
It probably is.
Yeah, maybe it is. My wife's next to me. She's saying it's a scam. Hang up.
Okay, well, hanging up is rude, and you sound like you're too polite. Suppose I could verify who I am. You could check my credit. You could speak to references. You could check me out, sir. Call my banker or my lawyer. Suppose this way. Let's imagine for a moment. I know you don't know me. This is a legitimate, sincere, serious offer. Are you ready? Are you ready to get 8% interest on your money, or are you ready to, or would you rather hang up and make one of the biggest financial mistakes of your life?
Let me do some research on you, because 8% sounds great. Let me do some research. What's the name of your company?
Okay, good question. What do you need from me in order for us to do a deal today?
Have you done this before? What's the name of your company? Any testimonials?
Let me write that down. Testimonials. Would you like my latest credit report or that of my company?
Of course. If you could pull it up, give it over to me.
Would you like corporate or person? Would you like corporate? I'm writing this down, sir. Thank you. Would you like corporate or personal or both?
Let me have both. Give me everything. I need to make sure I verify who I'm speaking to. I don't, it's a lot of people calling me every single day with ridiculous offers. Yours sounds different. I like you, by the way, and I think we should actually, if everything matches up, you seem like a great guy. By the way, I like your shirt, and everything matches up, and and everything's good. I believe we can move forward.
You believe it, sir. Let's pretend for a moment you verify my veracity, my credit. You talk to some of my clients. You talk to my attorney. You talk to my wife and kids, and they verify my veracity. What happens when we speak at 3:30 this afternoon?
We're moving forward. I'm gonna give you my word. I said I'm giving you my word. We're gonna move forward.
What about your wife? What about your wife? She thinks
my wife is shaking her head right now and say 8% sounds amazing. What you think, honey? 8% sounds great. She says great. 8% is amazing. We're moving forward.
I'll send
my
that
wife's
off.
on board. My pets, he's giving me a handshake. He's on board. The lights in the house right now. My son's on board. Everybody's on board. 3 p.m. I'm signing paperwork. We're moving forward. My pet, my wife. He's
popping bottles. He's popping bottles.
This is a great retirement right here. 8% is amazing. Let's do it.
Okay, so boom. So give Jimmy Jean a round of applause there. He was too good, man.
Wait, that was 8% annually or monthly?
Annual. I'm not going to give 8% a month.
That's a great idea. Is that 8% monthly?
8% monthly. It's like one of those guys with one of those noses like this. Okay, they'll break your legs. No, I usually, here's the thing. Even if I don't want to do the deal, did I go from a hard negative to a positive? Talking about money, making an offer. By the way, if I really got that deal, what would I do with that contract? Justin, what would you do? 3 years, full price, 8% interest, owner finance, and it's a nice home in a nice neighborhood. What do I do with that piece of paper?
Oh yeah, you're gonna find you a good owner finance assignee. You're gonna assign that deal over to him for a nice big assignment fee, and you're gonna charge him additional interest on top of the 8%, maybe a 10 or 12%, and you're gonna collect some cash flow. I don't know. How do you want to make money here?
Sell it. Let's see you sell. How about a role play? You sell it to Nicholas. Sell that deal today. This is how you make money, ladies and gentlemen. This is called turnover. This is arbitrage, okay? I call it getting a good deal on a good home, even if it's full price, but if the terms are attractive. What have we eliminated for most people who want a home?
Yeah. The biggest roadblock is getting the financing. So who am I role playing with?
I don't know who wants to volunteer. How about you, Nick? You haven't had a shot.
Nick, how would it feel to be able to buy a house and not worry about going and getting that banker's approval? Is that something that sounds interesting to you?
I mean, yeah, that sounds appealing.
Okay. I'm pretty much halfway there already.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, how about this? If I were able to get you guys into that house where you got your bare toes in the carpet and you can feel that nice cool air blowing through the windows this early spring, I'm talking about doing that right now, not later. If I can put that deal together, are you guys ready to go on an owner finance deal? Do you have an investment ready to put down, and are you ready to afford that monthly? I'm talking about today.
Yeah, I mean, what would I need to put down? What would I need to do to get in?
10% down, and it's 10% monthly. I'm sorry, not monthly, 10% interest.
I would have hung
10% down, 10% interest. And how long was it? What's the terms?
I think 36 months. We didn't determine a price or a rent or a payment.
Okay.
But bottom line, are you going to wrap this now? That's an interesting strategy, by the way. He increased the interest. So Justin is going to stay in the deal and make 2% overall the price of the property, which is pretty good. How about if you just sold the contract? I like to get out of the deal, not be a third wheel.
Okay.
Could you just sell the contract and
Yeah. How about this? You step right in at 8%, and you move right in today. You get to experience the kitchen. She can make you guys dinner. In fact, tonight, if you want to, we can put this deal together. But all you got to do is put down 10%. Does that sound like something we're ready to do today?
Yeah, actually, we do have that, and that would really fit what we're looking for to do. So yeah, we're able to do that.
Okay. I should have probably started higher, but I don't know. 20.
You made money by moving. Here's the thing about real estate. We can do it for full price. We can do it for terms. We can do it for rent to own. We have all these different strategies. But first, we've got to get into a dialogue with people, so it's not, two bulls in the corral.
Right.
We've got to get that dialogue, and then we can find out what's their need, what's their level of motivation, or are we just getting practice session? And then we'll take the contract. I'm good at one thing, finding deals. I can sniff out deals. How many people here are good at finding deals? Okay. And then we either and then just sell the deal, sell the paperwork to somebody else, get cash in a note, do a wraparound like Justin did, restructure it to a lease purchase. Doesn't matter. It's only one thing that's important before I go. Why are we in business?
Make
money today.
Can I have an amen from everybody in the choir?
Amen. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's wrap it up.
Great. Thank you. I'm sorry if I interluded too much here.
Oh, no. It was perfect. You did exactly what we needed. Thank you, sir.
You have a great day.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you, Claude and Jimmy and Nick and Horace and Philip and Aaron and Addie and Alan and Audrey and Bob and David and Ed and Jeff and LaShonda and Marvin and Mary and Melissio and Patrick and Wailing and Yiming. And there was like 10 other people that dropped out before I got to say their name. Hey, love you guys. I'll see you later. Okay. If you want to know more about me, you just Google me or something. Okay. I'll see you later.
Thanks,
all right. Bye-bye.
Have a great week, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.